The Power of Saying No, episode 160, with me, John, from Marketing for Owners, down on Deal Beach. So you see some of the fishing boats in the background. They still have fishing boats down here in Deal, in Kent, in the UK, England. France is just over there, 22 miles away it's a very sunny day. You can actually see it from here. But for those of you listening on iTunes, sorry, you'd have to come onto the marketingforowners.com/podcast to see all the videos. These are little short videos. It's much better than listening, but maybe not if you're doing the cooking and stuff. Anyway, the power of saying no. Oh, there's so much to do. The other day I talked about productivity, and there's so much to do. One of the things a lot of us small business owners and young entrepreneurs, I used to be one young once, get wrong, is not saying no to things, saying yes to everything. Quite often imagining if we say no to something, we're turning away money, or we'll upset someone, or they won't give us an order next time, or they'll take their money to our competitor and spend it with them instead. So, few myths. One, if your customer likes you enough and you give the reason why you can't do something, they'll be back. Two, your competitors have already got customers. They might get this one as well, but they've already got customers. You're not going to shut them down. They're always going to be there. Think of competitors more of colleagues that you need to form a relationship and a partnership with and be friends with. And then they won't pinch your customers. That works, by the way. But just think no. When you say no, if you're too busy, you've got too much to do, it's how you say it that works. So when someone says, can you do this? If it's something outside your core that you don't do at all, you say, well, in actual fact, that's not one of our key core specialties. However, I recommend you try this person. Let me see if I can get you a name. Yes, you help the person. They will still like you. Another way, if you're too busy and it is in your core specialty, you can say, I'm really sorry, but we are absolutely swamped for the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks, until whatever. Now, if it's still okay, please get in touch with me after X date. Otherwise, let me recommend someone else who should be able to look after you. Yeah, same thing. Doesn't that sound a lot better than no? Or I don't do that. You just think about it. Just be nice to your customer. Now, this is going to be a weekend challenge for you. So, as usual, get a pen, get a piece of paper, and first thing first, I want you to write down your core strengths. If you're not quite sure about this, get a book called Strength Finders. It's based on a lot of research by the Gallup company, and you should be able to, it's got a test, you'll be able to find out what your strengths are. Because, just a side note, if you have certain strengths and certain weaknesses, instead of therefore working on those weaknesses to make them better, don't do those weaknesses at all. Work on your strengths to make them incredible. Get someone else to do the stuff you're weak at. Again, big mistake we make as entrepreneurs. Trying to make our weaknesses into strengths, never going to work. So, work out what you're good at. Another way, by the way, is over a period of a week or so, every day write down every task you do just after you've done it, and then at the end of the week summarize and find out what stuff you do, what stuff you shouldn't be doing, what stuff you should be doing. It's another way of doing it. So, next step, by the way, what tasks are you doing that you do not like doing? Yes, you have a choice. So, for instance, in my business, I like marketing stuff. Do I want to pack stuff in boxes? Not really. Do I want to deal with staff and HR issues? Not really. Do I want to do the accounts? Not really. Do I like marketing? Yeah. Would I rather do nothing? Yeah. But hey, you've got to do something, eh? So that's the next one. Now, simple. The next task. Next one, write down. What are you going to say no to from next week? What are you going to stop doing? So start gentle, just pick one thing and just don't do that anymore. Whether it's from customers, sales, we don't do that anymore. Or whether it's at work, I don't do that anymore. You understand how this is going, yeah? Now, the next one is how. Write down, how will you say no? Form a sentence and practice it, because this is not going to be easy. You're going to struggle in saying no. Practice it. Have a fixed answer. And finally, I want you to write down, what will you use this freed up time to do? What are you going to replace that with? What are you going to do instead, or what are you going to do more of? Because the reason to free up that time by saying no is to enable you to do what you like doing, or what is more productive or more effective. So remember, that's all you got to do. It's a weekend challenge. It doesn't take long. This one's an easy one, and hey, even I could do this one, so go for it. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you on Monday.